Hey, what's going on, guys? Just thought I would share some knowledge with you. I've been playing Forza for a pretty long time now. I don't know, I just figured, I feel like I got the songs, and, to say the least, I'm basically trying to share it, see if I can put anybody on. Long story short, let me know if you watch this video and it works for you. Cool beans if it doesn't, because it's like, I've gotten to a point where I went down this line of just tuning every single car and using calculators and this, that, the other, and now I'm in this era of I just pick a car, I freehand tune it and it just feels good. And it's like, if I can pass that knowledge on to other people, that's going to be my end goal for this video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I'm not sure how this video is going to go, sound, or look. I didn't really plan on doing any of this. It's kind of just a fleeting thing. I've been meaning to do this for a very long time, actually, but I just haven't really gotten around to it. But I don't know. Today's the day, I guess. So I chose to start with an AMG here, the C63 2012 Mercedes-Benz. I was looking for like a 270 car, like a car that can go 270 miles per hour, but it being that this is only capable of having a V8 in it, most V8s are, so the only V8 that is able to go 270 is a racing V8, and it's a 7.2 um liter, and this is only allowed a 6.2, so that kind of tells me that at least we can get 250, and with the decent amount of power with 250 we could be able to push into a 260-ish range, and I was kind of right. um, a lot of people say that you can't tune boost and you can't tune the transmission. um, I found, so that's the entire point of this video, is actually I've found a way around that. Not like literally you go in and make like 1,000 boost or PSI or whatever, and you just end up like with, no, it's like you generally are able to alter where boost hits in the power band, like with the torque and horsepower. And I'll explain that later on in the video. Um, I'm just kind of speed running through this little process right here of me building the car. I don't do anything special. I just put on all the gadgets and the gizmos. I max it out, make it look nice. You're not really missing anything here. I will say the important thing is that with the Liberty Walk body kit, it does give like status boost, so it's not ideal for racing, but as it goes for just like getting more performance out of the car, it's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the tunes here. Now, what I just looked at was the displacement. When I was hovering over the car, there was 53%. I'm gonna go in and change the PSI. It's just going to be it depends on how heavy the car is. I always go with like 28, 28.5, nothing over 30, and nothing under 27. That's a different story for drag. Um, Gear ratio is a little bit different. This is, I would say, don't focus too much on trying to get it absolutely right the first time, because just look at it as like laying down a foundation or building the skeleton for the car. This is just so we can have ideal functionality of where it is when we have added the body kit, where it is with our upgrades, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to spend too much time on the first tune and talking over it, because this is basically just laying, like I said, laying down the foundation, setting up the skeleton. Um, but getting a quick glance at it, and going over everything with the alignment, I'll draw out how camber and caster works for you guys. The anti-roll bars and springs, dampening, I'll draw all that out, all of that stuff out for you guys. It's pretty simple. It's easier for me to sit here and like draw it, because I know everybody is used to seeing this screen and people just sit here yapping over it. It personally helps me, and I think it's going to help the rest of you guys. So without further ado, let's see where this tune has put us. that was a pretty good pull. And I spend the next few minutes just driving around on corners, feeling how the car handles and whatnot. But this edit right here is really crucial and important. So watch where it starts at with the 260. Now why I mentioned this is because when I go into the gearbox and I edit it, I'm offsetting, as you can see, I'm offsetting it by at least like 0.20 to 30. And you see how drastic, just watch how drastically the dots move around, but watch how the speed, the top speed remains the same. And I basically tune off top speed, power band, and the RPMs. Power band is the horsepower map that you see when you're tuning the car in the garage, and RPM is what we are looking at now. And so basically, to tune both engine, transmission, and boost, it's like a little triangle. I'll show you guys this later. And as you guys saw there at the end, it also went right back to 261, right in that area, that sweet spot of what I was aiming for. And that ability right there, that skill right there, to be able to do that in any car is what I'm trying to get you guys to be able to do. So I drive around for a few more minutes just feeling out the car, and I probably hit the edit one more time here. Sorry, this is a voiceover and I'm just trying to make it work for you guys. So, and with that edit, I would also like to add one last thing. Why it's really important to understand why I just did what I just did. Think of it in this sense of like, if you're driving the car and it feels like super long, like you're basically driving a limo, and then you basically go in there and do this, it takes the car from like a limo, you cut it in half, now it feels like a normal car. You don't like that, you can cut it in half, now it feels like a super tiny car. And so it's like, this visualization and this understanding that I have is what I'm trying to like draw on the board and get other people to understand. I'm going to finish it off with this 250, 260s run, basically putting it on the dyno, seeing if we can hit those numbers that we see in the simulation. I personally think it hit 260 before it went down the hill. But anyways, it's one of my favorite Mercedes, and I love the way it sounds along with the cracker tune. Yeah guys, let's get into these drawings. Alright, so welcome to my class. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't really have a script to go with. I'm trying to just like making this up as I go, and I'm kind of just explaining it along the way. And I deeply apologize for my squeaky chair. That's going to be annoying me for the rest of this video. Anyways, this is our triangle of boost, speed, and acceleration. It's kind of, I guess you could kind of like, if you haven't figured it out already, if you want a high top and speed like 270 and a lot of boost, you're not going to have a lot of like quick end acceleration at like, you basically don't, it's not a drag car, okay? It's going to be going for the long haul, right? If you want a lot of boost and quick acceleration, it's not gonna, don't be out here trying to do 300 on the highway. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna have a drag car because you're gonna have, you know, so it's you know, it's just self-explanatory. You're a smart person. I'm pretty sure, I believe in you. You got this. Moving on, we got, hold on. We got gear ratio, and we got horsepower info. Now I'm gonna start with this graph right here, because I think it's going to be a lot easier to explain and get into than it is going to be starting off with this one, because this is the, yeah. Anyways, so everybody loves to go like, yeah, 1,000 horsepower, and then yeah, 12,000 RPM, and then not actually understand what's going on. So just bear with me and let me cook. Now I might not have quite the best understanding. Bro, brain, can you come back? I might not have the best understanding, so there may be better qualified people to learn from other than me. But moving forward, if you're still here, cool, trust me, I got the sauce. Just watch, and I'm cooking. So say it like this. This is also very important. Power band is this one right here. Hold on. Power band, we'll go with this one, right? Because it matches this too, right? So the key numbers, you always see them. They're those two numbers right here. They're very important because this is your, think of this as like red line, and this is your halfway mark. They're your indicators. So I wouldn't say they're the only two numbers that matter, but we do use them the most and go by them the most. So it's kind of, yeah, kind of like that. So 8,000, obviously the horsepower and torque stop right there. Hold on, my fault. Red horsepower. Green torque. My fault. But yeah. So basically it's not going to go past 8,000 RPM. Okay, hold on, let me lock in. Let me lock in here for you guys. Okay, so you see where it crosses right here? And ideally, if we were to actually use this as in like an actual tune, this is like how I'd actually do it. So knowing that its peak horsepower and peak torque is at like 5.2, that's like saying it goes like at 5 on this. Is ideally, if it was a 4.8 on a power band, I'd probably be working with a V8. So now how does this come over here into this? That's what everybody doesn't understand. And now this is the important part. So think of it like this. It's kind of weird. So you gotta like tilt your head. But basically it's like, don't actually tilt your head. You see how this is going up to the top of 8, and it has the power band going up to 5 right there. Now turn it sideways, right? Turn it sideways, and now we have it going up to 8. I'm not actually going to mimic this, dude. I'm just go with it, okay? We got it going up to 8. All right, and so now moving forward, we have first gear, which a lot of people love to, I don't know how y'all tune, but I have a specific rule where I never have it in the first line. I always have it covering at least, like you probably see it in the graph, there's those boxes. I at least have first gear covering the first 2 for comfortability. You can never go wrong with the flagpole setup, which is always what my gear tune looks like. You never go wrong with it, you know what I mean? It's just a typical you shift into boost kind of thing. Now put it like this: if you want to get literal, the sweet spot that we just mentioned, right? This right here is going to be this line right here. If you really want to get literal, like yeah. Now bear with me. So as you see these lines get shorter and shorter and shorter as you go into gears, obviously that kind of makes sense, but what I need you to understand is anything above this red line, right, or this orange line, my fault, this orange line right here is going to be in boost. So this is important. So say you want second gear to be shifted under boost, but you want to ride into it, right? That's why, so you have it right there. So on and so forth. So now third gear, you can literally either shift almost under boost, if like at its absolute lowest, like it's not the end of the world, right? Look at it like this: anything below third gear, you can go down to 20 miles per hour. You can start the car in third gear, right? Because it's manual. You start in third gear at 20 miles per hour. You can cruise all the way up, but you're not gonna hit boost in third gear until right here. And so that's basically what that's saying without all of these colors and on the graph. So that's basically what I see it as. And so you basically draw it and draw these lines as you like want to shift into boost, and understanding the speed. What do you say? Hold on. If I recall correctly, on the graph, if you move to the left, it's speed. If you move to the right, it's acceleration. So this is basically like taking your gears and making them shorter, and this is taking your gears and making them longer. And for some reason, if I really gotta get into it, if your car feels like it's a limousine and you turn in corners and it's not really listening too well, you probably have too much speed. And so if you want to reverse that, the controversy, you go a little bit more acceleration and you find that balance, and then you kind of trial and error until it works for you. But that's basically how that works for some reason. So it's like long car, or just think of it as long gears, and then you have short gears. So long car, short car. There you go. Keep it simple. Okay, I know this all looks really confusing and terrible because I can't write on the computer, but bear with me. We're limited on time, so I'm going to speed through this. Let's see where it's going to start. Okay, yeah. So camber, you got negative. It's when the car, like, the wheel goes out. So it just keeps going this way. Why is it supposed to be red? It just keeps going this way. And then positive is when it goes into this way. But basically, negative is the one that looks cool, and positive is the one you usually see in accidents. Toe is pretty much like really irrelevant. Toe, like no toe, straight. What is this? This is positive toe, I think, and this is negative. And I'm not really sure, but like regardless, you don't need toe in any situation. Usually you see toe in accidents. So bad. You don't need them. And where does it go? Okay, so then we got anti roll bars. Yeah, we got the anti roll bars. Basically, say the bars right here, right? The tighter they are, the less the car sways from side to side. Where is it? And then we have caster. Basically, imagine your engine. Here's the secret to caster. A lot of people fail to understand this in tuning. So imagine caster has anything below like what 4 or 5 would be like right here, right? 6 being your max. Say this is like if you just stick out your arm if you're standing, that's base level, right? So say it's right here, right? And think of caster, it's like on a point like this. It's on a triangle like this, and this line right here, hold on, let me code this line right here, hold on, this line right here is this one right here. So when you're saying like put my engine at 6 caster, imagine your engine is basically sticking out of the hood like this. If you're saying put my engine at 0 caster, now your engine's down here like that. Basically that, yeah, so that's caster. Springs. Oh my goodness, springs. So think of springs like you have 4 of them and they're all sticking up like this. Not necessarily like that, but you have springs. And so you have front and you have rear. And now this is where, hold on, weight displacement. So 53 frontal, so this means that 3% of the front is heavier than the rear. So we got the springs, rebound, and you got bump stiffness. Now so bump stiffness is always going to be 20, hold on, 20 to 30% less than whatever this is. And then spring, so we have the 53 displacement, right, percent. So say the springs, right, and we're going for a race, and where is it? Oh yeah, so we're going for a race, and typically when you have race springs on, you're going to be anywhere from 800 to 1000 on compression. So we're going to look at like we'll say 850 at the top and 840. Nah, we'll do like, yeah, we'll do like 8. Nah, hold on, that'd be bad. 838 at the rear, because you want to keep the 3% end difference, right? You want to keep whatever the top number is, take 3% of it, and just yoink it off, just minus it, and then you apply that back here, right? And then this reverses, right? For this, so this is where it gets confusing. So this reverses down here. So now in this terms, right, it'd be like stiff on top, and then bottom it'd be like a little bit looser. And now this also matches into our anti-roll bar situation. Of, say it's 53%, right? So now it's 53%. You want your rear to be stiffer than your front. So you want your front to be short and your rear to be long. I know this is really confusing, but just trust me. And now you come back down here, right? Now this is when you have those 10, you have 7.5, you have 6.3, you have all those fun numbers. Now, this is why I'm just using these lines, because I don't really do all the numbers and stuff. I basically just go off of how it feels. And so with that being said, rebound is basically your top number for this, and your bump stiffness is your bottom number, which is your 3% indifference. So say you start with, hold on, obviously you don't want it like at 12, which means it's like you have like this much room to work. Say like a 12 is like right there, right? Versus you put like the rebound to like 5, now you have all that to work with, right? So that's kind of like how that works. So anywhere from, I don't know, bro. Okay, so how this works with the reversal is kind of like this, but see how up here for the springs, the top is stiffer than the back? It's kind of reverse, like, because this spring has to support the engine. This spring weight has to support the engine. That's what you always have to remember. The spring has to support the engine. So if this applies, so this is would be like if engine was like in the front, right? Hold on, bear with me. If the engine is in the front, right? Now if the engine was in the back, like we were at Lamborghini, McLaren, Ferrari, for example, it would be the opposite. If it was like that, it would look like this. The top would have less and the back would be stiffer. That makes sense. Now this reverses for this, so since that's like stiffer up there, right, you don't want to double down on the stiffness in the front. So that being said, we're going back to the engine being in the front. We're going back to a V8 and it's in the front. So now we're at the rebound and the bump stiffness, and you get your top number. I don't go by the numbers, I go by feel. So you get soft in the top, stiffen the rear. Same thing for this, but less. So you go like a third of that and a third of that. So then you get your ideal, suspension. Then you tweak and, you know, whatever you're trying to go for. If you want it to like do this in the corner, if you want it to like, whatever you're trying to do, this is like, these are the things you change. And the anti-roll bar, all those things. Like if you're trying to get like into the nitty gritty and specifics of it, I can make a separate video on that, but this terrible explanation will have to suffice for now. I think that's everything for the alignment side of things. So peace.
Mine, but wow,